Hi everyone, it's Brooke here. So I'm just going to be going over my presentation and what strategy I chose. So to start off, I chose the strategy of questioning. So kind of to give you a quick rundown of what I did and why I did. So as you kind of go through, especially the beginning slides, they offer some definitions, some strengths, some weaknesses to help you get a better understanding of how questioning is beneficial, what it is, and how we can use it. So the first video is a great thing to watch. It gives you a good basis, like I just mentioned, and you can kind of build up from there. So I would definitely suggest watching that if you get a second. And then I kind of go on how I see questioning, and then also the strengths and the weaknesses. So some strengths include clarifying their understanding of a concept, building them from low-level thinking to higher-level thinking, and building critical thinking skills. And some limitations are that struggling readers tend not to ask questions. So if they are at a lower level of reading, they might not be asking those questions that you would expect. So it'd be important to kind of help them develop those skills and get them thinking about questions that they could ask. And also, if students don't have their questions answered, they may be at a loss of understanding and feel like, I'm not going to do this again because my questions weren't answered, so that wasn't really beneficial to me. So always make sure as teachers that we're answering questions, we're staying on top of that, and maybe even asking from ourselves, hey, is there any more questions that I didn't answer, to make sure that everyone's set. So then I kind of go into the realm of writing, speaking, viewing, and reading within questioning. So I chose to kind of base it off a lesson of debate, so constructing and creating a debate speech. Within debate, there's always questioning. When you're researching, when you're writing the speech, when you're actually performing the speech. So I kind of go through and discuss those things, and also viewing. A great way for students to learn is to look at someone else do it. So there is a video of an example of two middle school teams that are debating. There's a lot of great notes you can take, look at that. They're always questioning. There's a thing called crossfire and cross-examination. So questioning is actually already within a debate, which is a really great plus. So then to kind of touch on the before, the during, and the after. Before and after, I kind of choose to take this classroom discussion type of activity. I think it's really good in the before and after to have peers involved. And during, of course, too. But the before and after, you can kind of get a sense of where they are, maybe still what they need to know, even if you're in the after and maybe the class isn't really grasping a certain concept. And getting the peers involved to bounce ideas, to bounce answers off of each other, questions if there's any more. And then the during, so I chose to kind of look at these two worksheets. There's a research one where they talk about where they found their information, what information they have, and then there is a questions worksheet where they can ask questions about the opposing side or questions that they have for their peers on what they found. And then lastly, to discuss the retention, so the after. Sometimes I think it feels like as a teacher, when you're kind of nearing towards the end, it's like, okay, well, everyone should know something. So is there really questions? Well, I think there's always questions. So it's important that you kind of go through and maybe have that class discussion again, like I mentioned, and say like, all right, what do we still have left? Is there something that we are missing? Or maybe get them asking questions about what's to come, what's in the future. So kind of to wrap up, question asking can be beneficial for both of our students and us as teachers. So it can be used in every lesson, daily life, like I mentioned, kind of to see where people are at. What do they still have that needs to be answered? So now I ask you, what will you do to use questioning in your daily lesson as a teacher? Thanks, guys. And my presentation is linked below to a Google presentation, so you can click on that and kind of get a better view. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks.